Hello again and welcome to the Amakabeke Talk Show. It's your roundtable discuss with our wonderful returning guest, George Bluetooth from Toronto, Canada. Say hi, George.
Hello, everybody. I'm just glad that you guys are here to listen to us today. We have a very hot topic. It's a topic that nobody wants to discuss, but we are here to discuss it. We're going to force you to listen to it.
That topic.
That's right.
And again, our returning guest, Toby Adeyemo from Atlanta, Georgia. Why do I always have to pause to say where Toby is from?
Because you need to visit. Once you visit, that's it. It's easy for you.
That is true. Toby, say hi to our viewers. You're muted.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here again. Thanks so much for being here. We appreciate you all.
Thank you very much. And that's true. We appreciate you, viewers. Keep us growing. Subscribe if you haven't. Share our content. Tell friends to our inner and outer circles. And keep our word in your mouth. Well, today we are bringing you a very hot topic, spicy and very, very important. And this is a subject no one is ever ready to have a conversation about. So we are going to jump right into it. And it's Timmy. Again, I'm your amiable host, Amakabeke. If I haven't said that, if you're meeting me for the first time, I'm glad you're here. Keep coming back. We have a lot, and take a look at other videos that we have on videos and productions that we have posted in the past, and wait for more that's coming in the future. So on today's subject, hot topic, we want to discuss sex. Okay, don't be too shy, but listen and learn. So, talking about sex, George, what is the relationship with sex and good health?
Repeat that question again.
What is the relationship between sex and good health?
And good health?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, good sex has a lot to do with psychological, emotional, and physical health. And it is important that we understand the person who created it in the beginning created it in such a way that we will desire it. If we don't desire it, we will not have it. If we don't have it, there will not be procreation in it. But the fact that we desire it and that we want to have it, we can procreate. But actually, in any good relationship, sex is absolutely very, very vital. It helps you emotionally, it helps you psychologically, it helps you physically. I'm going to ask you all a question. If you're in a corporate world, you've been in a place where all of a sudden on a Monday, a young lady walks in, her face is lit up, she smiles, and everybody's like, oh, what happened to you? Exactly. Exactly. So that is the impact of sex in a relationship. It helps us in every aspect of our lives. Mm-hmm. Now, and that is why it is important that in any relationship that you must cultivate a good, healthy sexual relationship in order to further that relationship to maturity. Thank you.
How about where a relationship is already mature in terms of they dated, they courted, they were engaged for a little bit, and then they got married, and the marriage is still thriving?
Well, okay. In that particular aspect of it also, the point is, it is very, very important because number one, what sex does for the two couples, it brings them together. And as a matter of fact, if you want to go back to the beginning, the way that it was actually created to be is you can be engaged, but you don't have any sexual relationship.
Okay.
On the day of your consummation of the relationship, after the marriage, is then you go to the bridal, room where the male and the female will now consummate the marriage. In actuality, two becomes one on the day when they consummate that relationship. That's how powerful that covenant is between male and female. I know in our current generation, the way we look at it these days is not the same. But the way it was actually supposed to be was, you remember, the man will be a virgin, the woman will be a virgin until the day after the marriage. They go to their bridal room, and then after that, they now consummate the relationship. The two shall become one. So you becoming one. So if you became one the first time you did it, you are becoming more one after you do it again and again and again and again and again. You get closer and closer from the physical aspect of your relationship, past the holy place of your relationship to the most holy of your relationship, where the two can actually become two triune beings becoming one. That's what it is.
So that's the Holy of Holies.
Holy of Holies.
George! Thanks, George. So, Toby, do couples ever discuss their sexual needs vis-a-vis why should couples have a discussion regarding sexual expectations?
Yes, I think couples should express themselves and interact to a point in time where they are comfortable discussing sexuality, discussing sex in a union. Because most people I have found this topic, some find it intimidating, some find it annoying, some find it magnanimous. There's so many qualifications people give to reasons why they do not want to discuss sex in a union. But I think you should be friends enough with your partner, with your wife, with your spouse, with your fiancé, with your girlfriend, boyfriend, to the point where, you guys can discuss it. Do you even ask when you feel like? Some people cannot, and I think if you're not comfortable calling it what it is, you guys should have a passcode. Every family should have a passcode. You don't want to mention it in front of your kids. Yes, give yourself a code, whatever it is that works for you, but be comfortable enough, to ask. You're feeling horny, or you want to get down. Don't think that makes you less holy or less spiritual, or that makes you look like a whore.
Do people still think that is spiritual?
Well, we live in a world where, or let me say, we come from a world where spirituality is mimicked, is acted. So that script of spirituality includes pretending like you don't want to have sex, you don't like sex. But the truth is, as animals, as what we're a little bit, they call us higher animals, right? But we're still animals. So we have a desire. Every human, male, female, has a desire to want to have sex. It's a little higher than different human beings. Some people cannot survive a day. Some people 3 days, and then have to misbehave. Some people a week, where you will have someone spend a whole year and they'll be like, yeah, what is it? Is it food? I've heard a lot of people say that, but everybody has a limit. Some men cannot stand 3 days without intercourse. If you're gonna get married to such a man, you gotta know. If you're a woman that can, that you don't feel anything in a year, and then wants to go 5 times a week, 7 days a week, Monday to Monday, you're gonna have problems. So have discussions about that. That's why you guys, have a period where you guys see each other and what you want, before you get down to
very key
treatments and all that. So very important to even know what you guys look like.
Right.
Some people have never felt, and then I think we're gonna get down to those kind of areas later on. But some people have never felt the organs of their partners or their spouses ever before. It's just a routine. Get in, get out, you know.
Hmm.
It can't work like that. You got to know, feel it, do whatever works with it, know what it is before, you know, so that you won't get disappointed going forward. Some ladies have never had an orgasm.
Hmm.
And I don't know if those are okay words to use on the show, but it is what it is. If you don't know what it is or how to satisfy a woman to those levels, or if you're a woman, you're used to having that, and you're getting married to a man that has absolutely no idea what you're talking about,
Hmm.
you have issues, you know, big issues,
Hmm.
you know, that will lead to so many other things, you know, lead to a man going to cheat, you lead to a woman going to cheat. Because, you know, if you ask those who cheat too, they have a story to tell, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
the story might be right.
But
They
then,
might.
but then again, why won't couples really sit and talk about their expectations, their needs, their interests, and their desires?
Culture, our cultures and backgrounds
Hmm.
have a big factor in how we are open to discuss the issue of sex. Most of us are from homes where it's a taboo to even open your mouth and mention private parts or organs of the body that are reproductive organs. So, you know, to go to your husband as a woman and tell him I'm honey, a woman from most women.
I'm sorry. It's all right.
Most people will consider that as being careless or carefree.
Who will see it as being careless? Who?
Men.
The man. Oh.
Mostly the men will look at you as being loose.
Being loose. That's the word I was looking for. They'll look at you as, oh, you're not together. So is that how you feel every day? If I'm not around, is that what you're gonna be doing all around? You know, those questions will pop up.
But
And then
do they mean it when they think that way, or are they just trying to rebut what you're saying? I don't know. Like, do they really mean it? Is that the way they're receiving it?
yeah, that's how the society has brought men to think. You know, it takes a lot of rebooting and relearning.
I'm disappointed. I thought men like such things. I thought they would be excited and like, whoa, my woman is ready or talking or something.
Yeah, well, there are two, and I'll be factual with that. There are two levels to that. There is a time when a man will want that, when they love it.
Okay.
Another scenario where they don't.
What time is this? I want to know, like, what kind of time?
And I hope I'm putting both legs in the waters at the same time.
No, I'm just really curious.
If it was a fling,
okay,
relationship was a fling, yes, they want that animal that wants it, presses it. But for whatever reason, which I don't have an explanation for, if it was the wives, for instance, or their girlfriends or their fiancé, then this sudden realization of, oh, she has to be clean, she has to be neat, she has to be untouched, or she has to be mine alone, comes into play. You know, and that is when they feel like, that is when we feel that is when men feel like
too much is too much.
Express those feelings. But it is what men are different in sexual orientation, how they express, how they feel, what they see attracts them to a woman. A woman is moved by what they feel, how they feel it. If a woman does not feel you, you know, it's just a process. They might let you, but it just only ends there. You know, a man does not need to feel anything. You know, just open something in front of him, he's ready to go. That's the truth about 99% of men. open, walk, let something walk past, shaking and up and down, a man is ready to go. You know, it's not because he's loose. Let's not mix it up. You know, we are all, so you can decide not to look. Okay, that's fine. But the moment you look, you feel something. If you allow what you feel to get past that, it grows into something else. So we're visionary creatures. We get into action based on what we see. A woman can see whatnot, and that's the end of it. So I understand that sex discussion in homes should be a topic where both partners, both parties in the union are comfortable enough to discuss everything. When you discuss everything, you touch everything, you move with everything, you don't have any problem going forward, you know. Any problems, you express how you feel without prejudice, without any fear, and you know, it helps the man as well. It helps both parties, you know, and the everybody.
But if the men are not open to hearing that, they're not open to engaging, they're not open to their women talking about her needs, how are you gonna even like get that across? If they're not open to listening, they're not open to hearing it because it makes them feel uncomfortable, or it makes them look at you a certain way.
Are you asking me or
yeah, I'm asking.
Okay, well,
okay, I mean, well, I say just take it.
Actually, you see, like what he said before, that is so important, is like a lot of women have not actually experienced what you call orgasm. Okay, and the reason is that we are brought up to, you know, women were brought up not to express their gratitude or their satisfaction or that their enjoyment openly with their partner, mostly. Now, in North America, it's quite different, you know, and they will let you know, this is how I feel it, this is what I want to do, this is the way I want to do it, because the thing is, when you are educating a woman how to satisfy a man, it doesn't go in detail. And when we're educating young boys how to satisfy a woman, we don't go in detail. But the fact is that women are different in their ways. Some women will experience orgasm through, you know, just sexual penetration. Others, you have to actually, you know, do something extra in order for them to feel that satisfaction to reach orgasm. Therefore, most men are taught you get on top, or whatever you do, once you come, you're out of the way. And that ends the whole entire thing. But if you are taught to make sure that your woman is satisfied prior to you being satisfied, then it will come to the point where you can actually ask, what is it? And the woman ought to feel have the freedom to say, no, not this way, but that way. This is really where it is. Touch me here, or this is what makes me. Because some women, you know, just when you talk about, you know, what makes them to reach that maximum, you know, satisfaction, it could be their breast, it could be their clitoris, it could be just regular penetration. Therefore, you have to have that, you know, both parties have to have that opportunity and the freedom to discuss. If the man is doing it wrong, let him know, correct him. These are things that are not taught in churches. It's not taught in, even when you discuss with your, you know, shrink, except when you go to somebody who is your sexual surrogate, they will begin to discuss all the details with you. But these are necessities that can actually fuel the relationship to its final, you know, longevity and satisfaction. Therefore, it is important that both parties are comfortable enough to discuss.
Yep.
If you're not feeling it, let him know. If you don't like it this way, let her know.
Yep.
If this is the way you like it, let him know.
Yeah.
That way, both of you can come to that place where you know, okay, she likes it this way, she likes it that way, and she likes it this way. Now, when you go in there, then you can be able to satisfy the woman. Because this is so important. Many relationships have faltered and, you know, gone under, all because of this particular issue.
Subject, yeah.
I'm telling you a lot. There are so many African women, I am telling you, it is crazy, that have not actually reached orgasm through a relationship with a man. And it's despicable and it's intolerable. Therefore, we need to re-educate each other. Now, when you come to North America, they don't tolerate that. If you don't do it the first time, they won't tolerate you. Second time, oh, they're going to tell you how it is. They're going to tell you, hey, you don't do that. So, but in our country, women feel like if you tell a man, oh, well, you didn't do it right, or whatever the case might be, they might feel like you'll lose. No, that's not true.
I think some women don't also know what works for them. You know, they're not exposed to that extent of knowing what works for them. So when they are silent about it, doesn't mean they're satisfied. It's just that they may not be satisfied, but they don't know how to approach it, because now they're going to be faced with the questions. What should I do? Or what did I not do right? And they may not be able to, you know, give an answer to those things.
But a woman that understands her body will know where that pivotal point is.
True.
When you are touching that area by accident or by default, they know that this is really the place. They say, don't stop. Don't stop means this is really the point where you
walking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now what happens with that is, you know, if you don't feel shy to discuss that, then that means that you ought to continue in that vein. You know, you're telling the man and encouraging him to continue in that vein, because that is the place where, you know, your red point is, that can make you to reach that maximum satisfaction.
But do men listen when the woman says don't stop?
Any intelligent man ought to. Now, if they're primitive, I don't know about them. But if they're not, you know, enlightened enough, I don't know about them. But any intelligent man that wants to satisfy their woman must pay attention to their woman, whatever it is in a marriage, or, you know, whatever kind of conjugal relationship you are having. You must pay attention to the female to make sure that they are satisfied prior to you being satisfied.
That is well said, because I thought you weren't going to say that, but that's excellent, George. Thank you very much. So, George, another question for you. The myth surrounding sex is such that men need it more than women, hence the need to cheat occasionally. How accurate is this myth?
It's a myth, and that's exactly what you call it, myth. You know, there are things that affect our sexual behaviors. Number one, like what my brother said, is that Toby said, well, listen, you know, age is a factor, that's number one. Number two is, you know, there are some things that can affect a man or a woman when it comes to sexual relationship. Like he said, we are visionary beings. We like what we see, that turns around. A woman can like what she sees, but she got to involve her emotion into it in order to be turned on. And that is the difference between the two. So now, I don't think that a man needs it more than the woman does. Because if you really think about it from a physical, biological standpoint, a woman can have it like all day long and still stand. But a man, after a point, I don't know what you're shooting. You might be shooting air. So what are you going to do then? So, you know, if it is that way, no, the fact of the matter is that when it really comes down to it, it is all about, because a man is always a visionary being. A man can quarrel with you right now, come back from work, forget about the whatever, you know, a disagreement you had with him, and want to jump in the bed. But the woman wants to resolve it before they jump in the bed with you. And that is the difference there. So it looks as if the man, you know, needs it more than the woman, because the woman have the physical and the emotional all joined together, but the man has only the physical, you know, in order to just have it. So
Suck it up, suck it up. Keep moving.
That's it, So and that's the thing there.
And the woman goes, nah. We have to hash this out. We have to talk this through. We have to.
That's it. So that's what it is, So that's why it looks as if the man needs it more than the woman.
Yeah.
And because we are the aggressors, we are the ones that pursue most of the time. We are the one that gives you the green light. It looks like we have it more. The women do need it as much as we do need it, only that sometimes they just don't want to show it, lest the other party will think they lose, from African or the mentality we have at home, which is changing these days anyway in Nigeria. So anywhere, or in Africa per se. But I don't think that one party needs it more than the other. I don't think so. I think both parties need it.
Thank you. So Toby, some have talked about detesting routine sex. Is there such thing as a routine sex?
Ask that question again.
Some have talked about detesting routine sex. Is there such thing as routine sex? As
like regular sex, right? Like
routine. I don't
know. Routine,
yeah. I don't understand what people. I've heard about it a few times, so I really don't know what it means.
When you are not creative enough, even regular people who think themselves having fun over time, you have sex 5 times a week or 3 times, and you feel, oh, we do it often. If you're not creative, after a while, it still becomes routine. Routine sex is, oh, you come in, you do this, you kiss for 5 minutes, you get down to the neck, you get to the belly button, go down a little bit more, and then boom, you're in and you're out. Yeah, that sounded perfect the first day. Did it again the next day, did it again the 3rd time, 1 month, 2 months, and it's the same thing you're doing. Becomes normal, after a while. So how do you get that, how do you mess with that? How do you spice it up? How do you make things a little interesting? Try it out. So many things that
you gotta be creative, eh?
Right.
You gotta be a chef.
It's an art. It's not a destination. It's a process. It's a journey. So there's no one way to it. If you try something and this person say, oh, I don't think I like that. Yeah, take that part out, infuse another one. I saw this somewhere or heard about it. There's no, as I have seen, there are no don'ts as far as you guys are together, legally married or you're dating or whatever the case is. No limits, I would say. There might be limits as you guys have decided, as both partners have agreed to have as your limits. But in the area of creativity, I think people should be allowed to express, be more flexible and creative, the routine process.
Active, creative, flexible. Active, creative, flexible.
So try things out. Don't go missionary all year. And as funny as that is, some people, will just do a particular style year in, year out in the last 10 years. There's no how.
We're out of time, Toby. We'll be right back.
Okay.